You can't see me right now, but I'm dancing. So hi everybody, welcome back to another episode of One Meal a Day Modified and the Velvet Lounge collaboration. One side of me will be quiet while the other side talks, speaks, and just shares our grocery haul with you. We went to Boston, got back maybe 7 hours ago, and we went to Pho Viets. Shout out to Pho Viets, our favorite Vietnamese restaurant. This is their phone number, that's their address, and they see us probably, I would say, once a month. We got some Vietnamese grinders or sandwiches. Some restaurants call them grinders, some call them sandwiches. This is chicken. This is the pork. Spicy because they put jalapeno in it. It comes with a pickled veg, which is daikon radish, carrots, as well as, I'm not sure what these green sprigs are. I think it's cilantro, because that's what it tastes like, so I'm pretty sure it's cilantro. And they put bean sprouts in there. Like I said, this one has jalapeno, this one doesn't, so if you don't want it hot or spicy, you have to tell them with no jalapeno. They put a spread of a mayonnaise, or they might even call it butter on these. I always tell them that I don't want the mayonnaise, aka butter. Like I said, it depends on what restaurant you go to, what they call it, but it's really sort of the same stuff. As well as pate, which I always like extra pate, which is basically they use chicken livers versus duck livers. And it's on usually some sort of Portuguese roll or sort of a chewy roll. So it's really good, really tasty. For one meal a day modified, I would eat one of these for one meal, my one meal a day, as well as some salad or some fruit, you know, something like that. Or if you had like, maybe, I don't really like spring rolls, but I guess you could have like a spring roll or two. I would say 2 spring rolls with this. If you get the fresh spring rolls, those are like 2 or 3 times the size of one that has been baked or fried. So you might have to make a modification there. Depends upon how much you can eat. So this is what we're having today. My husband will eat 2 of these. I will eat 1 of these with some salad. He actually already ate salad today, which is really good. So we made a stop at, so Pho Viets is in the same complex as the Asian market that we go to. And actually, let me see if I have a plastic bag I can show you from them. So this is one of the bags from the market, and it's called the Hong Kong Market. It's on Commonwealth as well, same address as Pho Viets, which is 1095 Commonwealth Avenue. It's for I'm trying to think, like, if you were to put 7 7-Elevens together, I would even say 8 of them, it would probably be a store of about that size. They do have a refrigerator section, freezer section, fruit and veg, which is a fresh fruit and veg. And then, of course, they have all the aisles in the center of the store. At the very back, I've shown you in several videos the meat area. And they have I've noticed that they actually have some Hispanic foods as well, and some Indian foods. So they're expanding from not just having like traditional Asian food. In Asian, in there you can get anything from not only like Vietnam, China, Taiwan. I'm just trying to think, like any Indian nation you could think of, any Asian nation that you could think of, and as well as I stated, they have some Hispanic foods there. They have an entire section of Goya foods. They do sell some American-made foods, such as Lipton has an entire section with teas there. And actually didn't take out the tea, but I purchased some pomegranate tea as well as some loose green tea. In here, I actually found Madras. I purchased 2 of those. And, of course, they have, I think it's pronounced Marchand. And I always buy their rice vinegar. It's my favorite out of all the rice vinegars. This one is a sweet and tangy flavor. And I always read the ingredients because, I always try to get things that are natural. And I like to know what's in my food. As well as, I'm just going to skip over that. They have Kikkoman, so any Kikkoman thing you can imagine they have, plus things you have never, ever, ever heard of. But I normally buy the Kikkoman soy sauce. Once again, it's 100% natural, preservative-free, etc. And the other thing is these all come in glass bottles, which I like, versus the plastic bottles. And I also, old tradition, got some Sriracha. I actually, and for each one of these, I actually purchased 2. But for the bottles, I only took 1 out because obviously they're clunkier than some little tins of Madras. The only thing I don't like about Sriracha is it does have a preservative in it. And I want to say it may even have 2 preservatives in it. So I'm kind of thinking I might have to give up the Sriracha just because, we're trying to be more pure. But so the Sriracha, I have to admit, that's going to be hard to give up if we do that. I also purchased fish sauce. The reason I saved this for last is all fish sauces are not created equal. Watch a video, especially Andrew Zimmern. He went to, I want to say it was maybe Vietnam, and they showed these ladies making fish sauce. Fish sauce is not for everyone. And also, the reason it's not created equal is you really want to make sure, if you actually want an actual fish sauce, is that it's actually made from fish. Because a lot of these are made from a variety of seafood leftover parts. Even fish sauce is really kind of the leftover fish that's not, necessarily something that's going to be prepared as a dish. And I say that with hesitation because they will take even small, tiny fish, fry them up, and that is an equivalent to us eating popcorn or chips. So you can, and even at the Asian market, you can buy these little fried fish, which are just things that were left over in the net. Usually those are the same fish that are going into your fish sauce. But they do make fish sauce out of like the shells of shrimp or shrimp that's too small, oysters, squid, I mean, you name it. If it came from the sea or the water, it might all be squished up into a fish sauce. And on the bottles, it will either have a picture or either the words to let you know what's in the sauce. So, and it's not a sauce, if you notice it. This is like the consistency of a whiskey. But the thing is, fish sauce actually adds a lot of flavor to almost any dish that you make. Whether the dish be noodles or rice or chicken or pork or fish or some sort of seafood. I actually use it as a salt substitute because it does have salt in it. It's one of the main ingredients. I'm looking for the ingredient list. I thought this bottle had one. I know it did because I wouldn't have bought it. And so you can see this has anchovy, that's a picture of a little anchovy fish. And it has water, salt, sugar. So if you use fish sauce, do not use additional sauce, or actually taste the fish sauce before you use it. One reason you want to taste it is for its saltiness. The second and really important reason is to see how strong the flavor is. The flavor on these can knock you out because it is, I mean, you're dealing with fish that has been basically fermented in the ingredients I just showed you. Super simple. It's sort of like making like making sauerkraut, but you're using, you know, something more biological such as fish. So it's an excellent ingredient in cooking as long as you know how to use it, and you need to use it, you know, I would say gingerly. If, you know, when you first use it, just don't use as much. If you're using more than a couple tablespoons, you're probably using too much. And then after that, you know, go on your own adventure. This market that we go to, it has, I want to say like 250 or more different candies. And you've seen a little bit of our shopping there in person, and we showed you a tiny bit of the candy area. But my husband likes this Muscat Candy. It's a gummy candy. It's, as you can see, it's sort of, the fruit looks like what we call white grapes or green grapes here. This is actually a product of Japan. And I like, and this isn't really my favorite, but I like this brand of candy, which is Bali's. I believe this is based out of India. And I usually like like this is a latte flavor, and it's made with real coffee, but I usually get the dark center versus this one that has like the white center. But I'm going to try it, see how it works. It's made with Sumatra coffee. And then we always pick up some ramen. We like to try different ramen. And this time there was an Asian couple who was shopping, and I, you know, asked them if they could help me, you know, pick out a good ramen. And I noticed the husband was instantly reaching for this bag right here. And I was like, oh, so, you know, why do you buy that one? Da, da, da. And they were like, it's really the most authentic. Inside there's like flavor packets, stuff like that. They prefer, so this is something to know when you buy ramen, is the lady, I think they were married, but I'm not sure, so I'm just still going to call her the wife. The wife said that Asian people do not buy the wet ramen noodles or any wet noodles. She said always buy them dry. She's like, even if you don't know which ones to buy, always buy them dry. So I thought that was really awesome information. Only once did I have a wet noodle, and I think that was actually a soba noodle that we had purchased to try out, and we really didn't like it. So I don't know why we didn't like it, but it was something to do with the consistency of it. So that's like a good tip from people who actually came from the country and know what they're talking about. So they actually purchased different flavors of these. They purchased this flavor for him, and versus her getting spicy, there's a seafood bag of this. And I think it's pronounced sang noodle because I think the T is silent. And mine is a spicy dolar flavor, and Al's is a spicy Szechuan pepper flavor. His will not be, they said this one is the spiciest, but it will not like burn your face off. But if you, you know, have a higher like of hotness or desire for, you know, to burn your face off just slightly, that this is the one I would want because that's what I like. And then if you just like a little bit of heat, but you definitely want to know it's spicy, they said this one is the one that Al would want. And the instructions are written in English as well as in, the language. These were made in Taiwan, so New Taipei City in Taiwan. That's too funny. It says this package, it contains they put actually one of those little packets in it to keep it dry. So that's something to know if you're going to have your kids help. That little packet that you find in shoes and clothes and things that you want to keep moisture out of, they have one in each of these packets. You want to know that because if your kids are helping you, you don't want them to accidentally open it and put it into the food. So what else did we buy? We also bought, we purchased some chopsticks. I didn't think anyone would care. But at the market, you could buy I think it's 50 pairs of chopsticks is $2.99. So we purchased some of those. I purchased some little ramekins because I use them, when I'm cooking or, for certain meals. And really, that was it. So I hope you enjoyed this video looking at my little grocery haul from the Asian market. And yes, when I go there, this is pretty much what I buy. I mean, I'm not brave enough. I've had food poisoning a few times from American restaurants. And so I don't want to take a chance with some of the fruit, the veg, the meat products, the seafood that they have there. Some of it looks absolutely amazing, and some of it, if you've watched our previous videos, I will put a link to that right here. Wait, can you see my finger? Wait, right here. In this video, so you could see some of the meat products. I mean, they have everything from the cow's hoof to a chicken's feet to every intestine inside of an animal's body you can almost imagine, including their upper and lower intestines, aka there's colon in there. They also have, all sorts of seafood that I've never seen in person before. And if you want fish that is the size of this counter, which is about 5 feet some odd inches long, they actually have fish that you could buy whole just like that. Yeah, so there's a little bit of everything in there. So like I said, you can see our previous videos for that, but the reason I don't buy those, and they also have 100-year-old eggs and just such an array of foods and food products, and I only don't buy them because I don't want to take a chance of, if you've ever had food poisoning, and I literally almost died from one episode, my system started shutting down and everything, then you'll know why I'm cautious, and also why we're trying to eat cleaner, is because, you only live once, and I want to be healthy. So anyway, thank you again for tuning in to this piggyback ride of the Velvet Lounge and One Meal a Day Modified. This video will be on both YouTube pages. Have a great day, and I might actually do I think they call it a mukbang or a mukbang or something, with the spicy noodles that my husband and I are trying, because like I said, this is a new brand for us. And it was referred to us by an authentic couple. So I think we might bring that to you over the next, I'm going to say, week or two. I'm not sure when we're going to eat these. But yeah, I think I'll take you on that ride so that you can try out some of this stuff with us, at least visually. So thanks again. We appreciate you guys tuning in. Please subscribe, hit that thumbs up button, leave a comment, and have a great day. And when it comes to your health, remember, health is wealth.